The regular Eveleth City Council meeting scheduled for November 14th at 5 p.m. will now come to order. Roll call.
Councillor Koivunen?
Here.
Councillor Lillis?
Here.
Councillor Hadrava?
Here.
Mayor Vysalovich?
Here.
Councillor Hoag?
Here. Approval of the minutes. Notes from City Council workshop, October 9th, and minutes of City Council meeting, October 16th. No one has any changes or comments? Call for a motion that we approve these minutes.
I'll make that motion.
Motion made by Hadrava. Do I have support?
Support.
Support by Koivunen. Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Motion carried. Approval of tonight's agenda. Does anybody have any additions or deletions? If not, I'll call for a motion that we approve tonight's agenda as it stands.
So moved.
Made by Lillis. Do I have support? Support. Support by Hoag. Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Motion carried. Appointments and presentations. Application from Michael Arrow for the Joint Cable TV Access Board. Does that kind of bring them up to?
I'll divert to Stephanie. Does that bring us up to full?
We have a member that is wanting to get off. He said he would just stay on there.
Oh, okay. Nice to see somebody going on a commission, I'll tell you that. If no one has any questions, I'll call for a motion that we approve Mike Arrow's application for the Joint Cable TV Access Board. So moved. Made by Koivunen. Do I have support?
I'll support.
Support by Hadrava. Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Motion carried. Move on to item G, consent agenda. Approval of payroll, October 1st through the 15th. Approval of payroll, October 16th through the 31st. Approval of October claims. 4, revised audit proposal for 2018 annual audit from Walker, Drew, and Hani. 5, extension of listing contract and listing contracts with Realty West for West Eveleth lots. Anybody have any questions on the consent agenda? If not, call for a motion that we approve the consent agenda.
So moved.
And we have a support.
I'll support it.
Motion made by Lillis, support by Hadrava. Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. We have no public hearings at this time and no unfinished business. Under new business, item J1, resolution canvassing votes and declaring result of city election held November 6, 2018. Anybody have any comments or questions? If not, call for a motion that we approve the election results.
I'll make a motion.
Motion made by Hoag. Do you have a support?
I'll support.
Support by Koivunen. Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried.
I'll
Item-
abstain.
What do you mean you'll abstain?
Well, I happen to be one of them guys on there, so.
Okay. Item number 2, resolution making levy and assessment against taxable properties for delinquent assessments, water, refuse, and sewer collection amounts. One question on this delinquencies. Would they levy the full amount against their taxes when they do?
Are you talking about the 2017 one?
Yes, the 2019 certified delinquencies,
Oh,
let's say.
yes, the entire amount. We add a small percentage, we send it to the county, and they certify that entire amount for the next taxable year on the delinquencies.
What kind of a collection ratio do we have on that? Pretty good?
So it gets certified to the property taxes,
Yeah.
and then when I get the tax settlement twice a year, it's all in there. So if you've paid your taxes, you'll likely pay that.
Yeah.
But if you become delinquent in your taxes, this also slips. So to tell the truth, Bob, I don't go and compare. I figure out where it came from and where it goes to, but that's a good question. I don't have an answer to. Sorry about that.
I wonder if it's more effective just to turn some of these over to a collection agency?
Actually, I have some on my desk to turn over to collections. Somebody
good.
that maybe had leased land and it went tax forfeit, so I know to go chase them via collections. The nice thing about certified is that when they try to sell it, they're negotiating with the buyers for it to get paid.
Did I make a motion on that resolution, Steph? Call for motion that we certify these properties.
So moved.
Made by Koivunen, do I have support?
Support.
Support by Lillis, any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, motion carried. Renewal application for optional liquor 2 AM license for Red Garter Lounge, 2014 Grant Avenue in Eveleth. No one has any questions? Call for motion that we approve this optional 2 AM license for the Red Garter.
So moved.
Motion made by Hoag, do I have support?
I'll support it.
Support by Hadrava, any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, motion carried. Let's see here, item J4, resolution calling for hearing on proposed final assessment for 2017 street improvement projects. And that hearing is scheduled for 5 PM, December 4th at the City Hall. Anybody else have any questions on the time or place? If not, call for motion that we approve this resolution setting the hearing on the final assessments.
So moved.
Motion made by Koivunen, do I have a support?
I'll support.
Support by Hoag. Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, motion carried. Item 5, resolution authorizing submittal of grant application for the fiscal year 2019 to St. Louis County Community Development Grant, Block Grant Program. And what did we decide on, 300 block of Jackson Street then?
Yes.
Okay. Anybody have any questions on the project or the grant? If not, call for a motion that we approve this resolution.
I'll make the motion.
Motion made by Hadrava, there was support.
Support.
Support by Lillis, any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, motion carried. Item number 6, purchase agreement to sell 3 lots in Volcancic addition to the Habitat for Humanity. I think we've sold lots to them before, haven't we?
We have conveyed lots to them, and this conveyance has a price tag on it now, along with the usual development agreement to build the homes and have them substantially complete over a period of time. So they don't sit vacant, the lots will not sit vacant.
Do we have, any kind of agreements with the new owners?
Like,
Well, I guess we don't if we're asking like,
Like they can't-
there's one in West Eveleth that is just a complete shithole.
oh,
There ain't
so
nothing else I can put it
a
as.
blight,
And it does not make me happy to see something that brand new and that nice, as disgusting as that.
so you're talking about a Habitat house?
Yeah, well, it's been sold to the people, but the people that live there have turned it into just a mess.
So you should maybe after the meeting tell me where that is, because I believe that Habitat holds the mortgage on those houses.
And I mean, it's not them, they're doing a great job, the Habitat.
Yeah, but if they hold the mortgage,
In the house that
Yes.
They would be
got
I'm
interested
sure the
to
chief
know.
knows what I'm talking about.
Brad, they'll be interested to know, and you can tell me after the meeting. Okay,
I apologize for my language.
That was kind of direct.
that was good.
Well, that one jerks me a little.
So are these are lots that weren't selling, or I'm trying to figure out where these are?
I don't think they've ever had anything on them,
No
have
one's
they?
ever looked at these lots?
You know, and we haven't gotten to the whole listing, that won't be till next year to sell all of them, but Habitat comes by periodically and says, hey, what kind of lots do you have available?
And these aren't the lots as far as, or are there deals with another party out there?
No.
Okay. I just, want to avoid a problem.
Habitat, they do a good job. I was driving around town the other day, there's a few spots in town, why don't they make a deal with the county? Because the county's trying to sell some lots
I
that
know.
now they're buildable lots, so why don't they try to
Right.
pick up on these lots or make a deal with the county, and then everybody gets on, taxes, and
It works better for all of us.
I think it's a win-win for everybody.
I'll mention that to them.
Anybody else have any questions on the purchase agreement? Not, call for a motion, have we approved this agreement to sell 3 lots to Habitat for Humanity?
I'll support it. I mean, make the motion.
Motion made by Hadrava, do I have a support?
I'll support it.
Support by Koivunen. Any further discussion? All in favor? Aye. Opposed, motion carried. Item number 7, revised Vita Joint Powers Agreement. Is this the final article here, Jackie, on this?
This is the final article already been approved by the Eveleth EDA. And after you folks, if you choose to approve it, I will let the city of Virginia know. They've got it working through their EDA and their city council, and will become effective January 1st, 2019.
Anybody have any questions on that? And we've all ended up with our respective properties back at that point?
Exactly. The EDA will deed back the property that's in Eveleth back to the city of Eveleth, and they'll deed back the property to the city of Virginia that's in their jurisdiction.
And everyone's happy.
And
Well,
everybody's,
not everyone, but the majority.
You're never happy.
Oh,
I'm just kidding, man.
I got you insulting me and one guy swearing on the other side of me. Jeez.
You got that gavel there?
You know, Brian, I'm never gonna forget it again. You've been on me for the last 10 meetings. I should have listened to you 10 meetings ago.
No.
If no one has any questions, I call for a motion that we approve the revised Vita Joint Powers Agreement,
So moved.
which was made by Lois. We have a support.
Support.
Support by Hoag. Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed, motion carried. Resolution number 8, resolution awarding sale of general obligation capital note series 2018, fixes its form and specifications, directing its execution and delivery, providing for its payment. When I first looked at this thing quick, I saw mayor, in 6 years, I figured, what is going on here? Jeez. What a scary proposition that was. Anybody have any questions on this? Jackie kind of explained a little language cleanup here. If not, call for motion that we approve this resolution.
So moved.
Support.
Motion made by Koivunen, support by Drava. Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Item number 9. Pay request number 1 from Joel and Sop Excavating, the amount of $107,810.75 for 2018 Douglas Court Sanitary Sewer Improvement Project. And Jerry, that one's all done, paving and everything?
Yes, that got completed.
You know, that's when you have a levy increase every year. It's for projects like this, you have no idea that are coming up. And
Yeah,
they have to be handled.
Total surprise.
Handled fast.
Of a real big magnitude, over $100,000 just for one project.
They did a good job. They were there, they got it done, and it's done before winter.
That's, it's quite a critical thing to get done. You know what I mean? It just, happened upon us, but those are kind of the things when you do have a levy increase, you don't budget for them, you can't because you don't know. If no one has any questions, I'm glad it's done and taken care of. Call for a motion that we pay Joel and Sop for that project.
I'll make that motion.
Motion made by Drava, do we have a support?
Support.
Support by Hoag, any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, motion carried. Item number 10, pay request and final from 3D Concrete Construction for $19,777.04 for City Garage Building concrete floor. Is that about finished, that project, Jerry?
Yeah, the concrete floor is done. We're getting some garage door openers put in and should be complete.
Oh, good.
All right.
No one has any questions, I'll call for a motion that we pay 3D Concrete and Construction.
So moved.
Motion made by Lillis, do I have a support?
I'll support.
Support by Hadrava, any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, motion carried. Item number 11, authorize Benchmark Engineering to proceed with engineering fieldwork and design services for 2019 street and utility improvement project on 300 block of Jackson Street. We got any other projects we're doing the engineering work on for next year? Jerry,
Not yet. We haven't decided what else we're gonna be doing yet. We'll be talking about that in the budget meeting.
oh, okay.
This gives them a little time to get going if we do get a grant with CDBG. They have some time to get out there and do their field work. And we like to get out there this time of year before it gets too snow. Not snow, it's cold.
Anybody have any questions for Jerry or Rod on that project? If not, call for a motion that we authorize Benchmark Engineering to proceed with the field work.
I'll make support.
Motion made by Koivunen, support by Hadrava. Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, motion carried. Well, that takes care of new business. Anybody have any commission reports or committee reports?
I just wanted to say one thing that, we had the fundraiser at the auditorium on the 27th of October. It was a great night. The bands were great. Thank you, Bernie Clocker and, Mick Woodnich and all the Eveleth All-Stars. You know, some of these guys donated their time where they could have been working on gigs in the cities or elsewhere, Duluth, and they forfeited their time to come play in Eveleth. It was a great time, it was a good turnout, and we exceeded our expectations with fundraiser, and we got 11,000. We raised that night.
That sounds like a very good night.
That was a great night. No problems. Then Heritage Society was there and they had a nice representation. And we thank John Masich and I can't even think of everybody that donated. Maybe I shouldn't just name one when I can't name them all. But
Yeah.
I apologize. But everybody that donated, and I didn't have a chance to go look at everything because we're running around selling split the pot tickets. And I want to thank Cher Conger from Regen for all the work she did, and George Walters and Stancy, Bill was there that night, and we did good. And I think I want to do it again sometime. I know Mick wants to keep the band going, and they were fun. Tell you what, if you ever have a chance to listen to them, you're gonna have a good time.
Next year for the next statue.
Okay. Well, we figured, we got like,
Think positively.
we got like 1/3 of the statue paid for, or, just in that one night, and people were having fun. And thanks Aggies for coming down and setting up a bar and donating above and beyond. They were very generous. And then Michelle Woods for coming and selling briquette sandwiches. Couldn't have been happier with the night. There was no problems. I don't think there were problems. Good. I was there picking up and I didn't see anything. So.
You better quit while you're ahead.
Yes.
So,
Man.
all right, but thanks to everybody. And I can't name you all, so, but appreciate it.
Well, that's good. It's good to have something for people to do at night. Somewhere to
Yeah,
go.
yes, and I highly recommend coming out again or coming out next time if you weren't there this time. You will have a blast.
Got anything else, Brian?
No, I'm good.
Joe, you got anything?
No, nothing.
Brian, you got anything to add?
You should not have asked, no. I guess. Just a couple things, Mayor. First of all, I'd like to congratulate Councilor Hadrava and you for your reelection and welcome aboard Councilor-elect Rousey. Look forward to working another couple of years with you folks. Secondly, I'd like to give an update regarding an EDA meeting that we had last week with fellow by the name of Todd Carroll, who's a planner for Minnesota Department of Transportation. And the reason we had the meeting was or Mr. Carroll is doing some work for us to develop a plan to beautify our Highway 53 corridor that runs right through the heart of our city. We looked at what he's already developed, and we did a little brainstorming, and we come up with some suggestions and things we'd like to see from him the next time we meet, and we'll be meeting again in December. Kind of excited about this because MnDOT has a program where we, as a municipality, would be allowed to do some work within the right-of-way of the highway to maintain these things that we're hoping to establish for beautification, and we don't have to get permits or anything. And one of the things that I really got excited about was the thought that there might be some money coming our way from the state of Minnesota as well to help implement the project. You know, we discussed the real importance of beautifying that corridor. It is significant. I mean, that's what people see when they drive north or south, is that corridor. And, you know, we're hoping to get a whole number of things looked at, and we'll try to keep the full council updated as we go along here, because it's going to require, you know, some funds at some point here. The biggest thing we're talking about at the moment, or the first priority we have at the moment, is the placement of trees and shrubbery. You know, which is really going to make a big difference. But then we also would like to look at replacing our entrance signs. And he's going to look at, I guess he's done a number of them around the state, you know, some pretty elaborate signage for cities' entrances. So he's going to come up with a plan for us, and at no expense to us, which is a really good thing. And one thing we got to look forward to is, you know, this might be a several-year plan. We might not get everything we want to do accomplished in 1, 2, 3, maybe even 5 years. Maybe we have to look 10 years down the road, but by the time we're done, we're hoping that everything is going to be enhanced quite a bit. So just wanted to update you on that, and we'll keep you updated as we go along here, especially if we're going to hold our hands out and ask for some money. I don't.
You know, one thing I was gonna ask, somebody had mentioned, you know, some of the businesses down there are pretty busy. You know, they've got some nice parking by 5 Seasons. I don't know if there's room further down Hattrick to do something like that.
I went down there and looked, because I talked to
'Cause you need
Mr.
windows,
Leitz
okay.
at Eric at Boomtown, and we had a good discussion, and he was wondering if we could do something like that in front of his place, because he has a couple irons in a fire that he'd like to pursue if he could get some more parking out there. And I said, we'd discuss it. I brought it up with Jackie, and we really haven't brought up more after that. We're gonna talk to Rod to see if it was at all possible to put the diagonal parking in there, because he could fit an extra, I'm gonna say 12 to 15 cars there.
Cause it's kind of a safety thing too, if you've
Yep.
got some designated parking there too. Everybody knows, cause it's pretty full down there.
Yeah.
Reminds me of the old days when they used to be.
Used to be Mitch's. It'd
Yep.
be all the way down. Heck, I could have just stayed home and walked down there.
Yeah, that's.
There were cars parked up to my house.
Yeah, that's what I was kind of wondering about that. I don't know if there's enough room there, but that's something.
Well, there's, you know, the problem, I went down and looked at it, and I'm not that keen about it, but I know Rod is that there's a thing with wetlands that we have to watch. But I got out of the car and looked, and it really looks like we'd have no problem putting some parking spots in there without hitting the cattails of the wetlands. You know, or I think it could come out looking like up by 5 Seasons.
And I'd like to see our frontage roads completed somehow that would
Yes.
better utilize our city and our access to our city, as long as we're making it beautiful.
And you know, there's, that road, when you get by, past 5 Seasons, by the subway, there's that hummock in there that it's gone, I think, for 6 hours one time when he fixed that road, and then boom, it was back.
Yep.
That's just something we can't get rid of.
Same thing at the corner of Van Buren at top there.
Yeah.
Washington
just
and Van Buren.
Unbelievable.
Soon as you do the street, I say it's good for half a year and it's back to the same thing.
Yep.
Yeah.
And it's kinda nice, it's a speed bump there now, so people, they gotta stop.
Built-in speed bump.
No, that's a good project, Brian. Maybe they might have a lot of good suggestions for us, too, that.
Yeah, he did, he's already mapped out some plantings in the corridor. Pretty interesting, so, you know, in fall time, it might be a real beautiful thing. You know, even the spring for certain types of flowering shrubs. But you know, he showed us there is some, obviously through, you know, the length, or for the length of the corridor, MnDOT has right of way in specific locations, but they've also, his plans would include keeping in mind, not planting trees or not planting trees that are too tall in a certain area with, so that existing business signs would be covered up. So he obviously has done this before, and, you know, we look forward to hearing what he has to say the next time around, so. Also another, and I may have mentioned it earlier, but my memory's not real good. We're hoping that this is another project where we can get some community involvement, you know, a group or anyone that's interested in helping to both establish the plantings and secondly to maintain them as time goes on, because, you know, they'll give us free advice and they'll give us a little bit of money towards the purchase price of, you know, what we decide to do. But ultimately, it's gonna be up to us as a community to both plant the product and maintain it, so. Thank you.
There's always a cost of beautifying to maintain it, and
Oh, absolutely,
that's just a fact of doing business.
absolutely.
Anything else, Brian?
No, sir, thank you.
Bradley, do I dare ask you if you have anything else to say?
I think I've had enough fun for one night, Mayor, thank you.
I just wanna thank Jackie too for helping with the regen thing, you know. Apologize, you know, and Phil Drodnick would donate jerseys too, and just, you know, it's.
Just
I
say
don't
to
wanna leave it
everybody was involved.
Yes, everybody that's involved.
Why is
That
this
way you
here?
just
Are we
covered
drawing
your butt.
tickets
Are we
tonight?
drawing
Yes, you're
tonight?
drawing a ticket for December 1st.
Hey, Brian could win.
Should we go draw? Well, yeah.
There you go.
All right, tonight's lucky winner. Should I draw your straw? Okay, this one right here. Oh boy, I just mentioned his name. And the winner of what night is it?
December 1st.
December 1st, Toronto Maple Leafs,
Yep.
George Walters,
How about that?
103 Roosevelt Avenue.
It's all right.
Congratulations, George.
You're welcome, George.
Have a good time, George.
That's funny.
That's, anything else from you?
No, I'm good.
You don't have many shots to say something you don't hear.
No, I'll get my shots in. I got another month yet. Don't worry, Mayor.
Well, I'll have the gavel next time. I'll be ready. Chief, you have anything to add?
Just two little items, Mayor. If the public happens to look, especially at me, I'm getting this off my bucket list. We have a No Shave November. And first time in my life that I've ever grown a goatee, and it'll be the last time in my life. But I said I'd do it for the month. So you might see my officers out with some goatees or beards, but allowing it for the month of November. Also, I'd just like to wish everybody a happy and safe upcoming Thanksgiving weekend.
Jerry, you have anything to add?
I was just gonna mention, even though we did get off to a late season construction year, we did get everything pretty much all wrapped up. There'll be some punch list items on all the projects next year, but, and also, which everything came real nice. I mean, they did a fantastic job. And also the water tower, obviously it was put on hold until next spring, so next spring we'll be hitting that hard and that'll be down for at least 3 months. That's all I have.
Rod, do you have anything to add, or?
Nothing tonight, unless you have some questions.
Jackie, you have anything?
I don't think so.
Joel, you got anything to add?
I don't, Mayor.
Steph? Nothing? Anyone from the audience have anything? If not, I will adjourn the meeting.
Hey, this one goes down.